Hello, welcome back to I'm Still Here. I'm Larry.
And I'm Heather. In 1998, I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, or metastatic breast cancer, at the age of 26. It changed everything for us, but I'm still here.
You are, and this is a special episode.
Woo!
This is the last day of Heather being in her 40s. So, we're going to celebrate that. I mean, I'm an older man, and
Not that much older.
that's what she's gone after all these years. We'll both be in our 50s tomorrow, so we wanted to just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so there's a great quote that says, "Don't regret growing older. It's a privilege denied to many." I found that a long time ago, and I just have felt that it's so true to me. I remember, when I was first diagnosed, that what I wanted the most was time. I just wanted to be here. So often we hear people complain about getting older, and I think
it's the thing to do.
I think it's also kind of how we're built.
It is.
A little bit, right?
I hear a lot of people, and I know they don't really mean it that way.
Yeah.
But there's truly, especially the big ones.
Yeah.
The 30, the 40, the 50, or even the 35, the 40.
Now it seems so silly that people would be like regretting 30.
Yeah, even 25-year-olds. Like, I know our daughter next year is going to go, I'm 25, oh my gosh. And even back then, I can remember, it wasn't right when you were diagnosed. I think it was probably, the year after, the couple years after, where you had a mindset, you really were like, no, we are going to celebrate this, and you let it be known. When even, I guess back then, it was a little more, you never talk about a woman's age, thing. And I think that's less now, maybe? I don't know.
I think so too. I mean, people handle things differently, but it's just so important to me for people to realize that health it's the biggest gift we have, right? Without our health, we have nothing.
Yeah.
And so age and health are correlated, right?
They really are.
And so I know that I've talked about it many years. It's kind of funny a lot of times on, this day, June 14th is the day we're recording, is the day that a lot of times I reflect back on what I've done prior years, and also just kind of what I'm thinking about moving forward. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. So it's a mindset, and it's truly a mindset that I think everybody should really think. And the next time you have a big birthday, you should celebrate it. And let everybody know it's another year.
Right. And it doesn't mean that you have a big party
or
whatever else. We celebrate in a lot of different ways, right? But I think it's more just recognition of the fact that we are extremely grateful for the time we've had, and we hope to have a lot more.
For sure.
It also, to me, feels honoring to the women that haven't had as much time.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so it's just really important to me.
Do you remember a long time ago, in picturing yourself at 50?
Oh, I can't even.
Like, remember when you were like 18?
No.
And going, when I'm 50, or even, if maybe a parent turned 50 or something, I could not.
Well, I think there's kind of this great abyss, too, between, like, even you can sort of picture maybe in your 30s or something like that, but then there's, like, this whole, what happens between, like, after 40 and then, like, truly
50.
Like, no, but I'm even thinking, like, even up to, like, 70, right? Like, when you're, like, officially looking maybe a little older and things like that. But there's, like, this time period that's pretty large. And actually, the research is showing that people are super effective. They get so much done at this point in their lives. And I think also you've kind of gotten through so much of the, who you are, so much more, right, at this time in your life. And I think, I feel like I have so much more to offer now than I did 20 years ago. So,
well, it's a little bit of that midlife thing too. Yeah. And I don't like it. I mean, calling it a crisis. I really don't like that, but it's real. Yeah. It's real when we get to that.
I think there's a
mid-age, whatever that is, and you reflect and you go, "Oh shit." You do. You sometimes you go, what have I done? What am I going to do? Those big things there. that's real.
Yeah, and what are you passionate about, and what do you want to get done, and for me, that looks like a lot of things. It's not just it's not like career driven necessarily. It's certain, and some of it is also like, what sort of fun things do I want to be able to do, right?
For sure.
But getting older, it's so funny. We're chuckling a little bit because you just heard Ivy, and getting older has had its perks lately too, in terms of we are a child-free home for the first time, and
Sorry, kids.
you can watch on these. We are putting our episodes on YouTube also, so if you ever want to see us, hop on over to YouTube and check us out. But so we don't have kids here anymore. We're lucky to be able to see them quite often, and we enjoy that. Mm-hmm. We spend a lot of time with our 2 dogs who, by now you're hearing them in the episodes. Their nails.
People have commented that they hear this clicking and they hear this stuff. And we've been just ignoring it. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that stuff. And we lock them in the room with us because if we didn't, you would hear nothing but that.
But you should meet them. You should know about them at least. Yeah. Ivy is a Great Dane. And if you've ever had a Great Dane, they have a big personality to go with their big bodies.
Come here.
They know exactly what they want. So Ivy has no problem showing herself, her face, who she is. And she has she's really good at knowing when, like, cameras are on, or I'm in a Zoom meeting or something like that.
Yes.
That's generally when she likes to get loud.
If you're watching on YouTube, that's her face right
Ivy's
there.
a big black Great Dane, and she's a sweetheart. We love her. And then we also have Ellie, and Ellie is a lab boxer mix, and she is 12. And Ellie feels like her job is always to keep Ivy out of everybody's hair. So sometimes you will hear some squeaky toys too. That's Ellie trying to distract Ivy.
So, in future episodes, you might hear stuff, and sorry, that's just our life.
Yep.
And you're going to hear those things.
But again...
Right? That's our Great Dane's ears that you just heard flapping back and forth. And there's nothing we can do to stop that. But yeah, it's kind of cool. And I never thought, looking back, way back, and thinking about 50 or in their 50s, and I probably could have had this episode at 40, but in our 50s, what that would be like. I thought I would be old and decrepit and not be able to move and watch PBS all the time. I do like PBS.
PBS is good, though.
But I thought I would just do nothing because I thought 50 was just ancient. And I'll probably, again, hopefully I can have this 60th episode. But now I do think the age is a mindset. I think everybody out there knows this, that you never feel mentally your age. I think that's true of everybody. Or everybody I've talked to, nobody they feel their age physically, but I don't think they truly feel their age mentally. They're kind of surprised when they walk by a mirror and look and go, what the heck? But mentally you're like, I can't believe, like that. And that happens to me all the time. That's why I'm making such a big deal of this is, I can't believe I'm 52. I can't believe it. Seriously, I don't feel 52 mentally, physically, anything. What I thought 52 was going to be. So I think it's a mindset. And I try to act younger than I am. Or no, that's not true.
You just act like who you are.
I act like who I am, and that is younger.
It might surprise some people if they knew your age, I would think.
That is definitely true.
Yeah.
But then I have friends who are my age. Hopefully you're not listening. But I have friends my age that I go, oh my Lord.
But that's kind of true, like you said, even about the mirror sometimes, right? You walk by and go, whoa, how can that be me?
Right.
And you know what? I'm learning with that, and this is kind of a little bit of a deviation, but rather than going, oh, how did I get there, or who is that person? maybe we should just look in the mirror and say thank you. I mean, thank you to that body who has served us so well. I mean, it's really a struggle, I think, for a lot of people, but especially women, to always want something to be different. I'd like to weigh less. I'd like less gray hair. I like this. Or blah, 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 blah. But the fact is that I've just really been thinking about just saying thank you to this body that is getting me through sometimes tough years. I mean, honestly, 49 was a really stressful year for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
And so instead of being disappointed in how I look or disappointed in what I can't do right now, a lot of times in this last day I would run a 5K, and there's no way I could do that today. But the fact is I'm here, our family's healthy, we are continuing on, and we have an opportunity to keep moving forward. And I just need to say thank you.
Yeah, so many of the things that are maybe holding you back, or the things that you are talking about, so many of those things were because of cancer, period.
Sure. It's
so different than me. Mine is strictly just getting older. But so many of the things were done to you. And that is very different. And to still be thankful, to still have a body that you look at and still be thankful for it allowing you to wake up and get through the day and attack things, and that's an awesome attitude that we all need to have.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a process, right?
It is. Well, it's something that I think you have to remind yourself of daily.
It
Not
is.
just, I'm going to be thankful, and then that happens. Yeah. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, there's a book by Jen Hatmaker. It came out a couple of years ago that's like Fierce, Free, Full of Fire, I think, maybe. Sorry Jen, if I love your stuff. But she writes a whole chapter about her body and kind of calls it her. And really, it was the first time I really kind of thought about acknowledging, rather than having, like, I've had really high expectations for my body. Like, you got to come through this, you got to get through this, you got to get through this. And it's like, maybe sometimes my body just needs to go, it's okay. Like, I need to relax a little bit. I've been working on sleeping more, trying to sleep more, rest more, give back to my body. I feel like I've asked a lot from it. So.
Oh, you definitely have. I mean, I just got a little aside here. Mm-hmm. We had a bet going on that lasted about a year and a half, where it was just an exercise bet. We both agreed to do, it was both cardio and strength training, and we had, during the 7 days of the week, you had 4 days of this and 3 days of this, and you had to get it in anyway. So this bet was going on and on and on, and neither of us wanted to lose, and I'll be honest, I don't even know what. Anyway, I lost. But during this year and a half, she broke her foot and still won the damn bet. She broke her foot and kept going. That's how she was on it, and she's crazy, but yeah.
I've become accustomed to fractures, right?
That's true. Yeah, that was another,
Fractures were a side effect of one of the medicines I was on, so,
yeah.
I guess it's, as a therapist, an occupational therapist, you don't really want to be my patient and have a whole bunch of excuses.
No.
Because they don't really fly.
Put it this way, we have 2 different boots, one for each foot in our household, because she often gets put in a walking boot because of broken bones.
I feel like, those are the times now that I'm almost like, I don't know if I really even need a doctor. I think I could just, like...
I know what I'm doing. They're not going to say anything.
I do get the x-ray to verify it. But we just wanted to talk a little bit about, I don't know how you think about birthdays, but I know that breast cancer, all cancers, can really change birthdays. And if you're upright and moving around and having meaningful conversations and living your life and, playing with your dogs and doing all those things, then
be thankful.
Be thankful for it.
And spread the word. Let everybody know you're thankful. You know what? You'll change their attitude too.
You will.
And you're just going to make this world a better place.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's it, right?
The big part is,
I'm still here.
And that's what matters. Until next time, see you guys.